Greetings from Tacoma, Washington, and thank you for joining us with our words of encouragement today. I'm going to be in Exodus 17, verses 1 through 7. It's a story that has a parallel passage in Numbers chapter 20. It is the water from the rock. And so I'm reading from the Revised English Bible. The whole community of Israel set out from the wilderness of Sin and traveled by stages as the Lord directed them. And he encamped them at Rephidim. But there was no water for the people to drink. And it says a dispute arose among them and Moses. They said, "Give us water to drink." Moses said, "Why do you dispute with me? Why are you fussing with me? Why do you challenge the Lord?" It says that the people became so thirsty that they raised an outcry against Moses. They threatened basically to overthrow him. "Why have you brought us out of Egypt with our children and our herds to let us die of thirst?" Moses appealed to the Lord. Now listen at how he says this. He says, "What shall I do with these people? In any moment, they'll be stoning me." Here the leader, God's chosen leader, say, "I do not know what to do with these people, Lord." Lord answered him. He said, "Now you go down this way. Pick up your staff and take some elders with you. And you will find me waiting for you by a rock in Horeb. Strike the rock and water will pour out of it and the people will drink." Moses did this in the sight of the elders of Israel. And he named the place Massah and Meribah, because the Israelites had a dispute with him and put the Lord to test with their question, "Is the Lord in our midst?" And sometimes I think, especially right now, we say, "Is God in our midst?" We think we're doing our best to follow God wherever we can and how we can. And yet we find ourselves in a dark and dry place, and the children of Israel did that. And in the midst of it, they get frustrated with Moses and with God. And they push back. And sometimes when we're doing our best to follow God, we find ourselves in a dry and parched place. It's very reminiscent of Psalms 84. He says, as you'll end up in a dry, rocky place, and he goes, and God will provide and make it a place of spring rains and autumn pools. So we go from strength to strength till each appears before God in Zion. You immediately go to the woman at the well in John chapter 4. She says, "Give me some of this water so that I'll never thirst." And she's thinking, and they are thinking about a physical cup of water. And yet Jesus is offering so much more, isn't he? And so sometimes it's interesting to me when we get frustrated with what's happening. God, the water in this instance, is just pure mercy. It's pure grace. People are displeased, and we snap at those that, when we get frustrated, we snap at those that we love, we care about, and we trust, because it's not going the way we want to. And God provides His grace and His mercy. And so in the midst of our times and trials of frustration, aggravation, remember that God is standing on the rock, that He is the rock, and He provides all the time the grace and love we need. May you hear those words from John chapter 4. He said, "Come all who are thirsty, and let them drink so that they may never be thirsty again." Children of the Israelites, the children of God, will face many more challenges as they wander through the desert and ultimately into the promised land. The very next piece is they're about to fight a battle. And God is always with us. He's always providing. It may not come the way we think it'll come. It may not look the way we think it'll look. But God is there, full of grace, full of mercy for us. walk in that love today. Amen.